Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Potty Play Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. So, I'm behind on reviews, trying to catch up. So, let's go ahead and get started. Well, actually, the last one we did was House of Gucci, I think. Yeah, I'm really behind on reviews. But let's go ahead and talk about Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Now, I have seen the original West Side Story. I watched it in high school in drama class, and I watched it in middle school in drama class, and I really enjoy that movie. And Spielberg came out with a new. I always liked that story, and so he wanted to tell it himself in his own way, and that's what this is. And I think he does a pretty good job at it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So West Side Story stars Ansel Elgort, Rachel Zegler, Ariana DeBose, David Alvarez, Mike Feist, and Rita Moreno. It was directed by Steven Spielberg and produced by Tony Kushner, Daniel Lupi, Rita Moreno, and Adam Somner. And this movie is a more modern version of Romeo and Juliet, in case you don't know anything about it. These two, from these two different gangs, and I think New York is what it looks like, or I'm not really sure. But they're in a city. They might mention it, and I just forgot. But they're in a city, and there's these two gangs, the Jets and the Sharks. The Jets are white guys. The Sharks are Puerto Rican guys, and they have this. They're fighting over territory. And one guy who used to be a Jet, but is still friends with them, falls in love with the younger sister of the leader of the Sharks. And of course, people don't like that, and so it just becomes this whole Romeo and Juliet story. Yeah, really classic story. The original won best picture. I've never seen it on stage, although I wouldn't mind, even though I'm not super into musicals. But let's jump into my pros and cons with it. So, firstly, from a technical standpoint, this is a masterpiece. The cinematography, let's see, I got a whole list here. The cinematography, the editing, the lighting, the color grading, the costuming, and the sound, all fantastic. This movie is probably going to win a few Oscars from a technical standpoint because it is masterful from a technical standpoint. Steven Spielberg directed the crap out of this. This is a really well directed film. It's very emotionally impactful. It makes the story feel fresh. The cast is great. And the only one of them that really has like film experience from the new cast is Angel Elgort, who plays Tony. The rest of these guys are more like Broadway guys, and they all do a great job at it. The cast, this was a really well casted movie. I especially liked Mike Feist as Tony, or as the leader of the Jets. What's his name? I can't even remember now. But I think he was probably my favorite part of this film. This is a really well casted movie. For a lot of people, for this being their first movie, they really showed up. Let's see. Ariana DeBose, she plays Rita Moreno's character from the original. So Rita Moreno won an Oscar award for her portrayal in the original, and now she comes back as this new character, and Ariana DeBose plays her old character. And so she had big shoes to fill. I mean, that must have, like, that is a really, really daunting task to take on, to have to play a character that had already won Best Actress. That's pretty terrifying, and she crushed it. She absolutely crushed it. She was probably the best part of the movie. This movie deserves several Oscars. It really does. The singing and the dance choreography are great. This movie has a lot of great energy to it. And it doesn't disrespect the original. And in some ways, it actually improves upon the original, which is really cool. Let's see, did I leave anything out? No, I don't think I did. So that's all my pros. Now let's get into my cons, because I don't think this is a perfect movie. I don't even think that I love this movie. I don't even love the original. I just really like them. Firstly, for my first con, I'm just going to get this out of the way. This movie's bombing at the box office. Okay. And it seems like any movie that's good for the past year just bombs. I don't know why. This movie, part of the problem with it, part of the reason why it's bombing is because people are complaining that it's too woke. And a lot of those people haven't even seen the movie yet, so it's kind of, I don't really understand why they would say that. But then I went to see the movie, and they were right. when you hear the expression "go woke, get broke," it's true. People don't like that stuff. They don't, and they don't want to see it in movies. And this movie has one character in it. I won't go into detail about it, but that character is very woke and politically correct. It really just doesn't need to be. And it doesn't even make sense for the time period. Yeah, and I could see why that would turn people off to this film. But people just, they don't want it. They don't. I'm not a bigoted person in any way, but yeah, I don't like wokeness either, and it felt very forced and very unnecessary. Let's see. One of the things I always had a problem with West Side Story is how easily the characters die in this story. If you see in the story, you know what I'm talking about. They just die so fast. It's so stupid, and that doesn't change in this. There's a scene, and I think this was in the original, and I really think they should have removed it. But there's a scene where the Jets are trying to rape Ariana DeBose's character. And I never liked that because it just kind of removes all the sympathy that you would have for the Jets. And so I really think that Spielberg should have taken that out. But he didn't. And he redid it. And he shouldn't have. And then lastly, and I know I'm probably going to get some hate for this one. Okay? All right. Just have mercy when you hate on me. Okay? Go easy on me. But I've never found the songs in West Side Story to be very memorable, other than the Pretty song. And I mostly remember that because that was in Anger Management, and I love that scene where Jack Nicholson makes Adam Sandler singing on the bridge while they're blocking traffic. That's the main reason I remember that song. The songs are great, don't get me wrong, but they are always, like, instantly forgettable for me. I think I can remember, like, 3 songs from the movie. I legit cannot name any others to save my life. There's the Pretty song, the Tonight song, and then there's a song about the cop. What's his name? Officer Krupke. Yeah. Those are the only ones I can remember. Oh, and Easy Does It, Easy Boy. Okay, so I can remember 4. Yeah. Okay, but what I'm saying is that none of them are very memorable for me. Like, there are other musicals out there that have very memorable songs, and this for me just has never been one of them, even though I like all of them. It's hard for me I instantly forget about them. But yeah. I forgot to write my rate, so I can do that now. But I really think that Spielberg really did justice by the story. He took a Best Picture winner and somehow didn't screw it up. And I feel like he's one of the very few directors that can actually do that. So hats off to him. I'm going to give West Side Story an 80. Yeah. Okay, so my next review should be for American Underdog. That will be coming very soon for all these sports fans out there. Kurt Warner, I've always found to be a very inspirational figure, so I'm very excited to talk about that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Pilot Player Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave me review suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at Pilot Player Entertainment for channel updates, and much love.